thought I would maybe film myself a little bit, just film the drive a little bit. So good to see everyone. Remember to like, share, subscribe, comment below after the video or whenever. Now again, when I'm driving a manual. Now, you get your foot to the floor on the clutch. You gradually let off the clutch until you feel the vibration. Give it just a little gas. Gradually ease up on the clutch. Excuse me, that's kind of how I do it, you know. It's more about that clutch manipulation than anything else. I think Lexington is really a pretty city, you know. So, yeah. Good to see you, Ronnie Braun. Good to see you. I think Wisconsin would probably be a pretty place, Ronnie, there. I think that Wisconsin would probably be a pretty place to live. What do you think? You think Wisconsin's a pretty place where you live at? Well, I'm not going to say you live there. I'm saying other people live there, you know. I'm not saying anyone lives there. Just like Kentucky where I'm at, you know. But I think some of these Midwestern cities are nice, and I think that it's kind of hard. It would be hard to get used to living in the desert, you know. No trees, no hills, no rain, no snow, no nothing. Just, you know, the same thing all year. It'd be kind of boring, you know. I kind of like the difference in landscape and difference in weather, you know. That's kind of what I enjoy. The seasons, you know. I enjoy having seasons. And you don't get much seasons when you live out west when it's hot all the time. That's why property is part of the reason why property is expensive in California, but Nevada and Arizona. But I mean, it would be nice to visit, but I don't know what it would be like to live there, actually live there. You know, I've never really lived in a place where the seasons are the same all year long. You know, I've never lived in a place like that, where the seasons are just the same. Yeah, I'm sure it is. Heather, good to see you. Hi, Heather, how are you? Nice to see you in the house today. Yeah, 7 people watching. If anybody wants to donate and to the Help Me Fund, to the Human Fund. If anyone wants to donate to the Human Fund, you can. Just hit that super chat. Donate to the Human Fund. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Rosie Novak, good to see you. Yeah. Yeah, donate to the Human Fund. Donate to the Human Fund. Okay, here we go again. Gradually let off the clutch. And it feels natural, you know. The good thing I like about driving a manual, I like the manual because you have to replace the clutch sometimes, but you're not going to replace the whole transmission most of the time. You know, it's not like an automatic transmission, you know. Automatic transmissions, especially newer ones that are controlled by a computer, you know, are a lot more trouble to fix, you know. Automatic transmission is harder to work on. Costs a lot more money, you know. So driving a manual, you can control it. Mind blown, good to see you. Mind blown watcher, good to see you. Just thought I would record my drive home and stuff like that. So there's Boston Road in Lexington. Yeah, I think parts of Lexington are pretty and stuff, but you know, there's a Kroger. So yeah. Vonda, Winthrop. You know, I would say that, you know, living as a nomad in an RV or working your way from place to place can be a good job. And if you have an awful job, then maybe, you know, that's a bad thing. But you got to get into the point of, you know, learning to do a different kind of a job. Because I'm telling you, if you've got a good, secure job, with benefits, you know, that's really the best you can do in life. If you got benefits and you need to get a job, if you get a job with health insurance and stuff, because the way things are going with politics and the, you know, Republicans are always wanting to, you know, cut everything, all the medical, you know, the people, they want everything privatized. They want healthcare to be privatized, everything to be so privatized that, you know, you never know if you're going to have marketplace health coverage or not, you know. I just barely let off. I barely ease up. You know, you get off of the brake, but if I hit the brake, I have it barely on the brake. Hold on just a minute. Yeah, I'm just barely got my foot on here, and I gradually let off, hit the gas a little bit, and then I gradually let off of that. That's kind of my, but yeah, what I did when I had my little truck camper, I have it, but I wanted a bigger one, and I had an ideal design that I wanted, an ideal model that I wanted, and I found the ideal camper that I wanted, the floor plan, the camper that I actually wanted, and I found it, so I bought it. And what I'm planning on doing is taking my new truck camper and fixing it up and letting that be my new truck camper, my big one. So, you know, because the house is not livable right now, and I'm not going to spend money on that right now. I'm just going to focus on the truck camper as my home. It's a small home. It's a good home. And I'm not necessarily planning on traveling. I mean, you can travel and move around here and there sometimes. You can live in your RV and travel around every now and then, just like Rub One Out Road. I mean, Ronnie Braun was living in his RV in an RV park. He wasn't really traveling. I mean, you can travel if you want to, or boondock somewhere. Or you can take your home with you somewhere. So, yeah, basically it's economical. It's easy to heat the truck camper, and you can save your money by heating the truck camper, because it costs a lot less money to heat a truck camper than to heat a whole house, you know. King 29, good to see you. So yeah, I just bought the big truck camper so I can have more space. Instead of living in the little truck camper, I got the big one, more storage, more closet space, more everything. And it's small, you can take it off your truck, and I'm going to fix up my truck and do work on my truck and keep my car going and just put my money in the bank, you know. Yeah. Oh, great, great. Uh, King 29, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. Men in kilts. Window cleaning. See that? Men in kilts cleaning. Pretty cool, huh? So, yeah. Look at that green car. That's pretty cool. And here's a Walmart. But yeah, basically, you can travel in your RV and live in it if you want to, but you can travel very rarely. There's a woman, I watch, and I forgot what her channel is called. And and there is Mike Living Free. He's got a new channel, and it's called, I think, Cheap Off-Grid Living. So Mike Living Free is living on his land instead of just drifting around as a nomad. He's living in his RV on his land, And so that's a good option too. You don't have to just travel all the time. I think that using gas all the time is really a waste of gas. Just drifting around all the time, because it costs money to drive a big vehicle around. It takes a lot of gas to drive a big vehicle around. I'd rather live cheap, I'd rather live cheap than to spend all my money. OG Zombie Mutt Dog, you can subscribe if you want to. Yeah, so here's another Kroger over there. See, one Kroger and there's another one. Krogers are everywhere. Now, if you're out west or in California, you might have the Ralph's grocery store, and I think they're wanting to do an Albertsons owns the Safeway. They were talking about a merger between Albertsons and thank you. I appreciate that, old zombie mud dog. I appreciate your subscription. Thank you. Albertsons and Safeway were going to merge with Kroger. Now, they have stores out west that are part of Kroger. They have King Soopers in Colorado. They have, Fred Meyer. They've got Ralph's. They've got, different ones. But, yeah, they're part of Kroger, so... I worked at Kroger for a while, So it's important to work somewhere. I mean, you can work somewhere, and it's good to work somewhere, and it's good to try to live for free. But if you're just going to jump around working somewhere in these different jobs, these piddly jobs, not working at a good job, you're really going to be wasting your life if you're going to struggle a lot. You know what I mean? You're going to be struggling. I mean, if you're going to struggle financially, jumping from job to job, if you get a job with some vacation time, it's really your big thing is your vacation time, If you can get a job with vacation time, you got it made, you know what I mean? That's the job that you stay at, no matter what. You know what I mean? Because, you're working somewhere to have 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks a year that you can be off work, and you can have what you have and save money, and stuff like that. And if you want to live without a job for a while, I mean, it's a risk. You can do that and travel around, but if you live without a job and you run out of money, there's a risk that you might not find the job that you want to work at. You know what I mean? You might have a risk of not being able to find a job that you want to work at. I mean, you might like your job, but if you quit, you might not find another good job. You know what I mean? You may not find another good one. That's the issue. That's the gamble that you take. That's really the gamble you take. Because, I mean, if you can find something that's just as good as what you got, sure. Oh, that's great. I'm glad, Rub One Out Rosie, you're cool. Oh, cool. Rub One Out Rosie, good to see you. Are you here, Rub One Out Rosie? You're a good guy, a good person. I appreciate you. Rub One Out Rosie, I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Maybe I'll mod you up or something like that. Make you a mod or something. And you're a good one too. So, now here's a shortcut I'm taking right up in here, Yeah. But anyway, Dad was a good man. That's his way. But Jewish life. Anyway, so this is just a shortcut. You can get out of Lexington traffic, and I can get back to Richmond by getting out of city traffic, But it's actually not too bad once you do it. You come out this way, and it's important that what I have to do is get to work. If I'm going to go to a job, I got to get started early in the morning. That's my biggest problem is being late, because I think I'm going to just show up right at the nick of time. That's why you got to just focus on getting started and getting there early. Like I said, this is what I'm doing. Driving at 5 speed. Yeah, that's kind of what that is. Yeah. Okay, cool. That's awesome. Dina Robinson Schmidt in the game. Cool. Well, I appreciate you being here. All the people hanging out, I think Lexington and the horse farms are all really pretty area. We got a lot of horse farms here in Lexington, Kentucky. So now I'm going to get a windshield mount or a dash mount for my phone. I'm planning on doing it. I get my first paycheck. I'll get a cheap one on Amazon or whatever. This car actually has been a pretty good one. The Honda has 200, you may not be able to read it. It says 241,329 miles. 241,329. $241,329 miles. Worn Out Rosie is still in here. Zombie is still in here. You know, the main thing is you got to think about, I think these lifestyles, van life, RV life, all these things you're planning on doing. I mean, if it's worth it, to do it, to live that way, it's worth it. But, in the long run, overall, is it the most comfortable lifestyle you can live, I mean, if you work at a job, if you've got what it takes to keep a job, and it's a good job, and it's not a slave job, it's a good job. Some of us have worked at really hard jobs, Some of us have worked at really hard jobs like coal mines and stuff like that, Some people have worked at coal mines and hard work, We appreciate a cushy job, you know what I mean? We appreciate a cushy job. We've done coal mines and back-breaking work and, being on our feet all day. We've done this kind of hard work, We appreciate a nice job that you can, when you're 50 years old, you can sit at a desk or whatever you want to do, It's not too bad, Job security, health benefits. Those are things as you get older you're going to want to have. As you get older and stuff like that. And van life is good if you can't find a good job where you're happy, But, if you can find a job to work at, it's not comfortable maybe, but tolerable. You got benefits that you need, you never know if you're always going to have marketplace health coverage or if you're going to have anything else like Medicaid or anything. You don't know if you're going to have these things take care of you in life. You don't know. And if you got vacation, that's the icing on the cake, That's what counts. Living cheap, of course. But there's things I enjoy that it's good to learn to live without these things to appreciate them. But I like the internet. I like my stereo and my music and the internet. I like to go in my room at the end of a day and escape the world. I like to escape the world. I like to get away. Yeah, they are. Mines are hard work for sure. But if you have a hard job, if you're used to having a really hard job, the point is, if you get a better job someday, you're going to appreciate working there, You're going to appreciate working at a better job. You're not going to want to quit because it's a good job to work at, It's a good job to work at. And if you work at a good job, you get a better job, you should hang on to it, Anybody should gets a good job, knowing when to hold them and when to fold them, The good thing is you got to recognize a good job if you find a good job, You got to recognize a good job and stay there. You can't say, well, this job sucks. I don't like this. You got to think, hey, this is a good job, It pays good, has good benefits, It's a place to stay around, It's a good place to stick around. Hey there, Generic Troll, how are you? Good to see you in here, Generic Troll. I think this is nice, pretty countryside, to be honest. I like these kind of pretty countrysides and stuff like that. That's why I think driving in the UK and the rural parts of the UK and northern England would be really pretty places to drive around, or to tour and just to sightsee. Some of these really old buildings and really old structures and old roads and stuff, it's just going to be a really relaxing kind of way to travel. And you want to see kind of the countryside where, the old country, the old buildings, the old country, just a romanticized, just the kind of, picturesque landscapes. Things like that is what you want to see. You want to see these things. Not a place where there's trash littered around everywhere, and metal buildings everywhere. Metal shed type buildings everywhere. You want to see stone buildings. That's what you want to see. Where there's old stone buildings and stone walls and stone buildings and, from a long time ago. Even from the medieval times. You get to see the old stone buildings and things like that. That's what makes it nice to drive through these areas where you get a nice scenery to see. Yeah, the West Coast is nice. Indiana is boring. Yeah, it is. Kind of flat. East Tennessee. Yeah, East Tennessee is pretty. Now, I've been to East Tennessee. It is pretty there. Yeah, look at that house. So I've enjoyed having you guys on. I've enjoyed having you guys on and being on. I'm glad I got to come on my way home and my drive just to be able to talk to you guys. So I just get to be able to sit and talk to you guys while I'm driving on my way home. Yeah, East Tennessee does. It does. LT, good to see you. If you haven't subscribed, you can subscribe if you would like to. My goodness. good. Thank you, LT. Marshall, is that you? Yeah. I bet I know who that is. I bet I know who that is on there. Baba Ganoush. Mod me now. Yeah, Baba Ganoush. Baba Ganoush, how do we know each other? Are you the person I think you are? Are you Marshall? If you're not Marshall, who are you? Yeah, I will. Okay, sorry. Von Hilton. There's a Dollar General. That's a brand new bridge. They built that last year or a couple of years ago. We're driving the Honda. 241,000 miles. 5-speed. But yeah, I did a day's work at the place. Yeah, I will be. I'll be careful. Yeah, Hondas are pretty good for sure. But I got a bump on a tire. I had a tire put on, but it's still when I go high, I go fast. You know, I have a bumping still. I have a bumping. So I'm gonna have to look that up, that bumping, and see exactly what's going on. So yeah, exactly. So there's another Honda, but I wish I could have the hood off that Honda. It's still sitting there. Now that is one of the exits. This is the one I take. It's toward town. You go under the bridge. Yeah, it's just a little loop around, almost like part of a cloverleaf on a highway. Like a yeah. I can't hold on to this camera with one hand and drive with the other, you know. I need to get that. I need to buy myself a windshield mount. So I'm going to let you guys go, and I will check you guys later, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.